What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Sakina, and I'm back with another review. This is my review for Love Island USA, Season 8, Episode 24. I know I am now on camera again today, and honestly, I probably won't be on camera until Friday. Reviews might be a little delayed, to be honest, moving forward for at least the next week or so. Hopefully, that's not the case because we already know how taxing this show is, demanding this show is. That's what I'm looking for. But I am going out of town, and I'll be in Ohio for a week. And so being around my family and being out of my normal routine will throw me off. I am going to try my hardest to still stay in that, because I don't want to be behind with this show, especially because it comes on 5 times a week. So just wanted to give a full disclaimer because I am heading out on Thursday night, and I know that, well, I probably will try to watch it on my phone and take notes while I'm on the road because I'm driving up to take my nephew back. But yeah, and also, yeah, we'll just see. But just want to give y'all a heads up. Come Thursday, it probably will be a bit of a delay, but we're not claiming that. Just want to let y'all know. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. We're fresh off of this cake challenge with Meg Thee Stallion. And within that challenge, we know that Amora and Carl popped up, and they are back on the island. And so they all sit down and have conversations. The girls sit down with Amora, Carl sit down with the guys, and Kata wants to know how the men were in the villa. They have a new perspective, so they want to hear Amara's side of things. And she said that they had a ball. It was like summer camp. Summer camp? Girl, that's how y'all get down at summer camp? Now, I done did summer camp before, and it wasn't like that. So Anaya is telling Amora about her connection with Carl and how it was really good, but she wanted to stay true to the connection that she had with KC. But she is grateful that he's back. She's blessed, and she hopes that he forgives her. And so we see Carl talking to the guys, and he said that he is still looking to continue their connection, but it does hurt, and so he has his wall up. Dylan then goes and says that she has to earn you back because she was saying that you were so perfect, and then she, ended up choosing KC instead. And so she needs to make him breakfast in the morning. Shut your motherfucking ass up. How about that? Shut up. Nobody asked you. You just got here. You need to be focused on Kenzie and what she got going on over there. So in his confessional, KC is saying that he's glad that Carl is back so she can get off of his dick. I said, oh, the people ain't gonna like that now, KC. They ain't gonna like that. And he said, let's see how great this guy is to you. And so in the group, we see that Sincere is saying that Amara is back, but he's going to be a little bit more cautious this time if he does decide to go down that road. See, you shouldn't even be open to going down that road. You're still open, and that's the problem. Not saying that they have to officially be closed off, but the fact that he is still open to explore, knowing he got all this stuff going on with Mel, is a problem to me. I feel like him and Amora potentially exploring further now that she's in the villa should be an automatic no. The fuck? I want Melanie to leave this nigga alone. And so Amara is telling the girls that she was disappointed that he didn't bring her back to the villa and felt like he used the Casa experience as a hall pass. She does plan on talking to both him and Melanie. And so in her confessional, Melanie is saying that she wants the best for Sincere. She really adores him. And Amora is a beautiful girl. They had a great connection, and she gets it. But it definitely makes her a little jealous. And so Amora goes back to what Kata was saying as far as the guy's experience. And she said that Zach had a time up in there, okay? He wasn't as bad as KC, but he definitely was enjoying himself. He immersed himself in the experience, especially during the challenges. And Kata is like, what? You mentioned KC and Casa, and then you put Zach in there. That don't sound good to her. So before she could dig a little further, Tierra decides to pull Amora for a chat. And that has Kata kind of spiraling a little bit. And she's looking over at Parmita and Jaden like, y'all said that he was straight up in there. Like, what's she talking about? Y'all need to explain. And so Jaden said that he wasn't going crazy. And Trinity was trying to calm her down. Like, girl, chill. She said that he was doing that in the challenges. But at the end of the day, Kata didn't like that. And she felt like Amora was going to say more had she not been pulled by Tierra. What I want to know is why nobody is saying that Miss N-Word got removed from the Casa. Nobody is saying that. And I need Zach to stop acting like he's squeaky clean, because he wasn't. Now, was he going to the extent of Corbin, KC? No. But again, he did enjoy himself in the villa. He did kiss her outside of challenges X, Y, and Z. And so in her confessional, Kata is saying that she does believe Zach, but wondering if he's holding back on something that she needs to know. So we see Tierra and Amora having a conversation. And Tierra is like, girl, Sincere is a totally different person up in here. He act like you don't even exist. He ain't talking to me, acting like he don't know me. And so she encourages Amora to talk to Melanie. She was like, because y'all was real touchy-feely in bed, and he wasn't faithful at all. Whatever y'all was doing in bed, that was not respectful. What the fuck happened in bed? I need y'all to give descriptions, okay? Give details. Because the way that y'all keep putting emphasis on this bumping and grinding in bed and it not being respectful, hey, what happened? Nobody's asking questions that I need to know, and it's bothering me. And so Amora said that she is going to tell Mel everything. And in her confessional, she said that she wasn't upset that he didn't choose her, but she didn't come here to be his test. Well, baby, I'm sorry. That's what you was. He was not bringing you back to the villa. I mean, Tierra was like, Sincere is the most toxic in here. Thank you. We need to start gearing our attention on Sincere, because literally he is the most toxic person in there. And the more that we see him talking to the guys, he shows his true colors. I mean, we've been seeing them, but you know what I'm saying. Now, Carl goes and pulls Anaya for a chat. Again, if I'm talking weird, y'all excuse me. My mouth is still healing. Again, we are better, though. We are getting better. My tongue isn't as irritable, but the mouth is still dry. So just bear with me. Anyway, Carl and Anaya are having a conversation, and she feels good that he's back. She feels like it's a blessing. Hey. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. I can't stand when a girl say that. I'm so blessed to have met you. It's so grateful. Bitch, you don't know him. This nigga could be a full-on nightmare. And you talking about some you motherfucking blessed. Give it up. And that goes for everybody. This is not just for Anaya. I'm tired of the girls talking to the men like this. This is not the motherfucking prize. Moving on. He said that he does want to continue their connection, but his wall is up. Same thing he was telling the guys. And Anaya says that she tries to put other people's feelings before her own, and that's what happened with the whole KC situation. And I said, that's foolish. Because what do you mean? You just met this man and you put him before you? Dumb. And so Carl said that he doesn't want to be a pick-me. That's not how he rolls. Now, in her confessional, she thanks America for bringing him back. And that's why America should have picked Corey. I'm pissed off at America. I'm actually glad that I wasn't a part of this dumbass vote, because the collective really pissed me off. Why is y'all bringing him in here? Y'all heard her say she want to be with fine shit. She not even attracted to this man, and y'all bringing him back for what? Anaya just needs to go home, and sometimes that's okay. That's okay. I know we want the root for the black girl. I'm rooting for her too. But at the end of the day, her time is up. She could be single and invulnerable and up out of here. Shit. But anyway, Carl did say that he wanted to give another shot, but it's going to be a minute. I said, baby, go ahead and explore, Carl. I heard that he wanted to be with Amora. He was attracted to her low-key in the after sun or whatever. So he needs to go and explore that. I'd rather see that than him and Anaya, because I genuinely don't see a connection between the two of them at all. Casey and Corbin, you know, the bros is having a conversation, and they talking about how KC is happy that Carl is back in the villa to take the pressure off of him. He said that he does want to have a conversation with Anaya, but he's done with the connection. Yes, be done. Please, be done. Amora and Sincere have a conversation. Now, Sincere is in the kitchen cooking, and she wants to pull him for a chat right now. Excuse me, girl. It take every bit of 2 minutes to make a damn grilled cheese sandwich. You're going to have to wait till I'm done, because you talking like you got to talk to me about something urgently. And I feel like, girl, this conversation could have waited, because the conversation wasn't even much. And so they go off to talk. And Amora said that she did speak to Tierra. She heard that he was a different person in the villa. And he said, yeah, I only talk to Melanie about Casa. I don't talk about nothing. She knows everything. And so she said that she was disappointed in his decision, because it was against a lot of things that they discussed. But you just said that you wasn't upset. But now you talking to him and you saying that you are upset. Girl, she said that she encouraged him to have his own personal experience and explore, and that they were building something. Okay, that does not guarantee that he's going to choose you. Just because you talk in a slow, seductive voice does not mean that you are going to get chose because you're encouraging him to have his own personal experience. He experienced you. He felt like it was a test, and he came back to Melanie. And this is not me bigging up Sincere. This is just me saying that just because y'all spoke about certain things, that's not a guarantee that he was going to choose you. And so she said that she's not a supporting character in the Melanie and Sincere show. And Sincere claims that it was just so hard for him to choose between the two of them. I need him to stop doing that. It's so fake. It's so phony. You were never torn. You were never conflicted when it came down to these two women. And that's why I'm saying that men like him are dangerous, because he says and does things that make you feel like he feels a certain way the whole time he's fucking acting. He can piece words together and make it feel like he's saying something exclusive to you, but he's just going with the fucking flow. Dangerous. And so their conversation wrapped, and he sealed it up with an "I, big dog." Oh my gosh. When that man said that, I said, "Bitch." Oh, and he said it twice. And then she said, "Big dog is crazy." Exactly, because baby, he just friend zoned the fuck out of you and let you know that he ain't going no further than this. Oh, goodness gracious. In his confessional, he said that he doesn't want to explore Amora and he wants to focus on himself and Melanie. I said, bitch, you ain't have to say much. You ain't have to say much. That big dog sealed it. Anyway, Jen and Gal have a conversation, and Jen feels like Gal doesn't like her. Okay, well, pick up on that. She doesn't feel like they have sexual compatibility. How you know that? How you know that? You tried to give him head? Did he try to finger you? All right, I'm confused, Jen, because we know you like to get down after dark. But she says that she doesn't remember not one compliment that he's given her, and she feels like a second option. Go with those feelings, Jen. Go with them. And so Gal claims that she's not the second option. He said that he would tell her if he wasn't into her. You're lying. And so Jen said that there's so many issues that they have, but she wants to fix them. Excuse me? You know this man for max 5 motherfucking days. Maybe even 7. What issues do y'all have? The fact that he's talking to Kenzie? Girl, I'm so confused. At this point, yeah, y'all need to be done. Because what the hell? Now, at this point, he decides to kiss her, but he kisses her behind a pillow. Jen, this man don't like you. And he's saying again that he's not a touchy person, even though that's something that she likes a lot. He said that he's willing to try and wants to find some type of middle ground. And in his confessional, he said that he's into her, but wondering if their styles are compatible. You see how he didn't tell her that in person, but he claimed to be so honest? Yeah, okay. It's starting to make him wonder if he wants it. Oh, girl, listen. Jen, get this sunburnt barista out of your face because he's playing in it. Moving on to KC and Melanie? KC and Melanie. Hold on, I think I got my notes wrong. I think I meant Sincere. Yeah, Melanie said that she doesn't want to hear about the conversation that he had with Amora, but Sincere is like, it's not bad. Amora wanted him to be more transparent. Didn't Soul say the same thing about you? Oh, okay. So Melanie is like, she said you treated Casa like it was a hall pass. And of course he disagrees. But again, she brought up Tierra. Tierra said that y'all was bumping and grinding. He claims that he wasn't feeling it. Shut up. Who says that? You wasn't feeling it, but you was still doing it. You wasn't feeling it, but you was kissing her every night. You was kissing her outside of the challenge, but you wasn't feeling it. That's what I'm saying. And so Melanie was like, that sounds like a hard pass to me. Like, you feel like you could do whatever you want in Casa and come back to the villa and be with Melanie. Now, he's saying that him and Amara had a good connection, but it wasn't the connection that him and Melanie had. And he still wants to be that safe space for her. And so Melanie said that you can't be that, baby. You draining me out. You cannot be that safe space for me. And she said, maybe I'm just not it for you. You say one thing and you're never really true to your word. And Sincere had the motherfucking nerve to say, at the end of the day, I picked you. Bitch, what? Are you kidding me right now? You chose, and so she's supposed to be okay with just being chose, but not being respected. And that's the thing. I'm glad that Melanie said that, bitch. It's not about that. She'd rather not be picked and still be respected. Hello? Like, The frontal lobe is not developed. I don't give a damn, Melanie. I need you to leave him alone because this is insane. At this point, she feels like she needs to step back and see what he does. It's all about his actions. Melanie, this man has you looking like a fool, and he continues to do so as the episode goes on, as the season goes on. And I can't wait until tonight's episode because it's movie night. We got to get into this shit. And so Kata's talking to Zach, and she's bringing up the whole Amara saying that he wasn't as bad as KC, and you know, she wants to know what the hell is going on. Zach had the nerve to say, if I wanted to, I would have brought Miss N-Word back. Bitch, how? She's not even there anymore. You didn't have that option. Like, I'm just so confused. Why is my notes lagging? Hold on, y'all. Okay, anyway, at this point, I'm starting to think either this man is psycho or production kept this lady off camera until the end of Casa. Because there's no way in hell that you sitting here telling her that if you wanted to, you would have brought this lady back. And nobody has yet to tell her that she got kicked off. They just woke up one day and she was gone. Well, like, what's happening? Anyway, Sincere is talking to the guys, and he's telling them that he was telling Mel half of the truth. Now, Corbin is saying that he don't need to be doing that. And Sincere is like, I know, I do that shit all the time. That's a problem. And so he brings up Tierra telling Mel about the bumping and grinding. And he's saying that he really can't be mad about it because it's not a lie. Y'all are giving KC too much attention and not focusing on Sincere. He's getting too many passes. And I know we were on his ass prior to Casa, but what's really happening here? So at that point, everybody is wrapping up the night and preparing for bed. And Anaya is saying that she's done with KC. It's fuck him. Okay, we already know. Carl said that he's making Amara breakfast in the morning. I said, okay. All right, that might be a little spark. I don't know. And then we see Melanie being touchy-feely with Sincere in bed. I thought you said that you were stepping back. Huh? Okay, I guess that don't count when it's time to go to bed. Anyway, it's the next day, and the girls have Meg Thee Stallion swimwear to wear. And I'm going to be real with y'all. I would not want to wear no bathing suit that say Hot Girl Summer. That's not the bathing suit I would have picked. Absolutely not. And I feel like she should take the swimwear line a lot serious. Ain't it a collab with Walmart, or at least the first leg of it was? I don't know. She needs to take it more serious and really get into it because it could be something there. But Carl ends up making Anaya breakfast too. Zach and Bryce have a conversation, and Zach said that he didn't know that Amara coming back into the villa will bite him in his ass. He felt like he explored respectfully as somebody who didn't have their partner around. Like, how am I supposed to check in and ask her what's okay? Hey, Zach, be so serious right now. How about not kissing her outside of challenges? Again, you could still explore without being physical outside of a challenge. And then what got me is him in the Casa saying things like he didn't want to lead Miss N-Word on, but yet he was still kissing on her for recreation. You was getting to know her outside of challenges and being physical. So they switch gears over to Bryce. And again, he feels like he might want to make it official with Trinity. That's the next step. And he claims that love could be getting there. Whatever. She ends up getting a text about them going on a date. So Bryce and Trinity, they go on a date. And y'all noticed when she was reading the text, he was holding Bryce from the back. Anyway, Trinity said that she was excited to finally have some alone time with her man outside of Zach. Y'all don't see this as a problem? Okay. And so they end up going jet skiing and chilling on a boat. And so Bryce said that they've worked so hard to build up what they have. Have you? Have you? Because y'all's relationship hasn't even been tested. You know why? Because don't nobody want to be testy with neither one of y'all. Stop trying to act like this was just something that y'all built brick by brick and it really took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. This was easy peasy for y'all. Y'all coasting through this motherfucking season because nobody wants y'all. Again, y'all are each other's default. So it's not much of anything that y'all had to fucking do. And so she said that she never wanted to date an older man because she thought that they were manipulative. I'm sorry to tell you, but you're being manipulated right now. Like, he doesn't like you for real. But okay. So then he asks her to be his girlfriend. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, watching this scene, I said, yeah, there's no romantic spark here. I didn't smile at all. And y'all know, with me being a Pisces, I could literally, fall for it. Not even necessarily fall for it, but in the moment of watching somebody, I could be like, oh my gosh, that is so sweet. But still not really fuck with it. I couldn't give that to this situation because I truly do not believe in it. And y'all heard me say I cried about them getting back together after Casa. But I still do not believe in this shit. Like, I could not even give this a smile because nothing that Bryce said was romantic to me. It just literally, their kiss and everything. And I'm so mad at the people for drinking this flavorless Kool-Aid between Trinity and Bryce. It's baffling to me. Moving on to Kata and Kenzie. Kenzie is saying that she feels so bad because she had Dylan make her breakfast, but she had Gal make her coffee. Girl, shut the hell up. Kata is basically trying to push Kenzie in the direction of Dylan, but Kenzie says she here for love and she's attracted to Gal. So at the end of the day, she can see herself outside of the villa with him. But you keep saying that you needed more conversations with him to see if there was a spark, to see if there was chemistry. But suddenly you could see yourself outside of the villa with Gal? Huh? Kenzie, that doesn't make sense. And then she likes the fact that he owns his own coffee shop. She said, I spend so much money on coffee anyway. This man live in California. What he gonna do? Put you some coffee in the mail? Girl, shut the fuck up. Moving on to Amora and Melanie. Now, Amora wants to know how Sincere presented their connection, and Melanie tells her that he said it was a good one. Amora is saying that they had intimate moments and cuddling. What are those intimate moments? Again, what is this bumping and grinding that I've been hearing about? So Amora continues to say that it's very telling that Sincere decided to come back to Melanie after they've had such an intimate and deep experience. Again, what do you mean? She said that it speaks volumes to their connection. This intimate word is getting me. Again, I need to know what's going on. And I don't need nobody in the comments trying to explain what intimacy is. I know it's not always sexual. It could just be the two of y'all reading a book and he rubbing your feet. It could be just things like that. I understand intimacy, but I feel like the way that she's using it's like kind of breadcrumbing the situation a little bit. It's making a person want to know more, but she's not giving any more than that. And like, I don't know. I just feel like she wasn't being 100% about what they had going on. Is it just me? Especially with Tiara saying that, I don't know what y'all was doing in the bed, but like, what was happening? It gives more. But she said that she plans on getting to know Caleb. I said, girl, spare yourself, because he don't like niggas. Moving on. Corbin and Parmita are having a conversation, and Parmita wants to know if he plans on talking to Kenzie. He feels like he has to, and he wants to apologize and leave it at that. And so he asks if it's cool if he high fives or hugs Kenzie, like which one you want him to do. And she was like, I'm not going to control you, like do whatever you want to do. And so then they start talking about exploring. He wants to know, how she feels. And he said that he's already explored the villa, so he's good where he's at. I'm like, have you explored the villa? We've only seen you explore Melanie and Kenzie. Okay. But anyway, he said that the ball is in her court. So she's saying that there's nobody else that she wants in the villa. And then she goes into this whole dramatic thing. Like, I mean that. How else do you want me to say it? I'm fucking closed off. Whoa. What is all of this? Meanwhile, Corbin is saying that he's excited. And like, oh my gosh, are we really having that conversation? And she's like, I mean, we don't got to. Go and think more if that's what you need to do. What is this? Like, this is what I'm saying. The girls are so fake mad and trying to argue with the guys. Like, this is weird. Y'all are literally trying to create conflict when it's not any. And that's how you know people really thrive off of toxicity. Let's not forget, a few episodes ago, Parmita was saying that she wanted to wake up and start an argument with him because it was just too good. Like, this is the weird shit. The same way that I think it's weird that Tiara was trying to say that her and Casey were arguing when they weren't. Y'all are strange. Y'all are strange human beings. But anyway, they decided to be closed off. Okay. He then goes over to Kenzie, pulls her for a chat. I said, oh, so he can get pulled for a chat, but you didn't want to talk to Zach? Oh, okay. Anyway, he apologized for embarrassing her in front of everybody. And she was like, you put me down in front of everybody. Corbin is like, well, tell me what I said. Kenzie says, oh, you said you was throwing Kenzie out of the window and I already know what I'm going to do. That's lust. And everything that you said in the doc was a lie. First of all, KC is the one who said Kenzie was out the window. He said that he was coming back to the villa or something. That's what Corbin said, but you so hung up on the being thrown out of the window, you can't even remember who said what. But Kenzie said that she had feelings for Corbin and she felt played. She really had somebody genuine in Caleb and she actually could have gave him a shot. Baby, that's your fault. That's your fault. Because, yeah, you could have gave him a real shot, but you was too busy chasing around Corbin because you didn't want Melanie to get to him. You was threatening him and holding back kisses and all this other shit because you wanted to be with Corbin. You couldn't lose to Melanie. So, yeah, you already got butt hurt the first time with Zach going with a biracial. You couldn't let another former nigga get in your way. And so Kenzie said that they could never be cool and she's mad she wasted her time. So then she leaves the conversation and she's telling Anaya, I told him that I don't fuck with him and he's a shitty person. No, you didn't. If it was edited out, I guess so. But baby, we did not hear that. While Corbin was talking to Kenzie, you see Parmita posted up sitting on the counter so she could see what's going on. And she felt some type of way and all of this. Like, girl, what did you feel some type of way for? He told you that he was going to talk to her. Like, this is the weird shit that I'm talking about. So once Corbin gets done with the conversation with Kenzie, he goes over to Parmita and she was like, why were y'all doing that in front of me? Fake ass mad. Like, I'm so tired of this shit. And so she announces to some of the girls. There's 4 girls that she announces to. She said, I got an announcement. Me and Corbin are closed off. One person clapped. I said, bitch, don't nobody give a fuck. She then said that she felt like it was God's plan. Oh, girl, you are a lost cause. Have at it. So Trinity and Bryce come back into the villa and they tell everybody that they're together. Again, I feel like this is strategy. Notice how he skipped past the closing off part of their process and went straight over to locking it in, being official outside of the villa. He's trying to get that money. He's trying to make it to the end. I don't trust it. So anyway, it's the evening and everybody is preparing for the night. Sincere is telling the guys that he thinks that he passed the Casa Amor test with flying colors. I said, oh, wow, okay. Meanwhile, Melanie is telling the ladies that she doesn't feel good. You shouldn't, especially because movie night is coming around. Anyway, Zach asked Gal if he likes Jen. Gal said, not that much anymore. Oh! He said that she's asking him to be something he's not. I said, okay. So then Dylan is saying that he only wants Kenzie. Listen, Jen and Dylan, y'all are in trouble and y'all don't even know it. Speaking of, Dylan goes and has a conversation with Kenzie and they talk about what they want their first date to be. And Kenzie said that she wants them to have sex on the beach once they get to that point. Kenzie, gone. You're the most lustful person in the cast at this point when it comes down to the ladies. Actually, I'm going to put Jen in there too because she was willing to give up that mouth a little too quick for my liking. Moving on, in her confessional, Kenzie is saying that she's finally getting the romantic side of the experience that she's been waiting for, and she can feel Dylan's genuineness. She thinks she really likes him. Dylan asks about Gal, and Kenzie did say that she wants to have more conversations with him to see if there's anything further than a friend vibe. But she's definitely feeling Dylan. Kenzie, I'm going to need you to stop lying because then you have this conversation with Dylan already about the friendliness and all of that. But again, you was just telling Kata that you could see yourself with Gal. Okay, whatever. Anyway, Gal was talking to Jen and he said that he feels guilty that she chose him to come into the villa and he's not giving her what she wants. And so, yes, we know she wants touchiness and all of that, and that's not who he is. He said that he feels pressured, and again, he feels guilty for talking to other women. At this point, the girls are not really open to him because that's Jen's guy. Oh, girl, now he's saying you cramping his style, Jen. So Jen is saying, yeah, I mean, basically, the guys are looking at her like that's Gal's girl. No, they not, baby. No, they not, because ain't nobody pulling you. Ain't nobody pulling you, unfortunately. But anyway, he said that she comes off aggressive in her responses to things that he can do to compromise. I said, whoa, aggressive? Okay, Gal then says that it's not going to work out. Our styles do not match in what we want in a person. I said, oh my gosh, this man is gaslighting the fuck out of you, Jen. But she peeps because in her confessional, she was like, no, he didn't try to hit me with the Uno reverse. He did. And she said she's secure with who she is. So it's really not phasing her for real because she knows all he talking is a whole bunch of bullshit. And so Gal says, now I feel that I should go and talk to other girls and focus on them. Bitch! Jen, why did you let this motherfucking dust mite come up in here? Because he really feeling himself. Like, you ain't even all that. Anaya and Casey, they finally have this conversation. And they end up going back and forth about who should speak first. And so they finally settled on Anaya saying what she has to say. She said that she was happy for his new connection. I said, no, you wasn't. Because the moment this man came around the corner with her, you started crying. Head tilting back and everything. And so she said it was how he moved after that. She said that you couldn't even look at me when you came back into the villa. And when you were talking to me, you completely ripped me off. What are you talking about, Anaya? Literally. What are you talking about? And so KC said that he had a whole speech prepared but got interrupted. She said, you didn't say anything. He said, because I couldn't. And then she said, you had Tiara speaking for you, which was not true. Tiara did say something, but she wasn't his representative. Like, that wasn't even what the situation was. And I'm sorry, wasn't Trinity talking for you as well? Like, first of all, that's the problem within this conversation too. She's not really allowing him to speak and say much. So I think it's very rich that she feels like he needed to speak up, because you're literally doing what you were doing at the fire pit now within this conversation. And so he was like, everybody was upset and I was trying to be calm, but it forced him to be defensive. And Anaya said that it would have been noble had he just came in and took accountability of the whole thing. Casey said he did. And so Anaya was like, I just feel like you're a fucking coward. Like, what? Again, she is just saying shit for the sake of saying shit. Saying things because she's mad and doesn't agree with his decision. And so he's telling her that he doesn't like that word, and she tries to explain why. She said that you were wrong for pushing me to the side. How did he push you to the side? By choosing someone else? Because you keep saying that you happy for him, but somehow you keep feeling some type of way about him not choosing you, which is understandable. Again, I understand that you were not chosen. That's embarrassing. And, you were being vulnerable and you let your heart bleed out at the fire pit. However, you keep trying to make it seem like he dogged you, and I just don't understand it. And I feel like if you really were happy for him and his connection, then you would have just took that shit on the chin. You felt some type of way about it. And so she was like, I don't know what it is about you not saying sorry. And he was like, I'm sorry. Is that enough? Which is like, I mean, you already know that. Is that enough part is going to be extremely dismissive. So, Casey, you was wrong with that. But I understand him being frustrating. But that wasn't the way to do it. Then cleans it up and says that he is genuinely sorry about the way he made her feel. And he said, I did say some stupid shit that he regrets. And the last thing that he wants to do is make her feel like shit. And she was like, yeah, you did. He also said that the communication was bad, but their connection wasn't fake. And so she felt like he didn't give a fuck, even though he denies that. And she felt like he wanted something else. He said, no, something else wasn't there yet. I said, ooh, not yet, bitch. Ooh. She feels like she made a mistake by not picking Carl. He's a good guy. And this wasn't it. And so he was like, damn, I wasn't a good guy. And she was like, you a good guy, but just not for me. And so he doesn't want them to leave on bad terms. And she was like, well, I felt so disrespected. I can't be around somebody that made me feel so belittled. What are you talking about? What are you saying? Like, literally, what are you saying? And in her confessional, she's like, I hope that he doesn't disrespect the next connection like he did me. Shut the fuck up, Anaya. You're literally just saying shit. She doesn't want to hug KC. So as they're walking off, he was like, now go get Carl. And it was obviously him just trying to make light of the situation. And she's like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. She is so mad. And I understand being mad, girl. I understand being mad. I want people to understand that I understand her emotions. However, I don't agree with her words. I don't agree with how she's going about things and painting him in this picture that isn't even there. Because I feel like, again, she wants to have a sincere experience so bad that she's created this toxic, disrespectful scenario in her mind and she's running with it. Like, you couldn't even recite the disrespect. That's how full of it she is. Do y'all notice that she has not given one? When Corbin asked Kenzie, even though she was wrong, when Corbin asked Kenzie, tell me what I said. She said, you threw Kenzie out the window. Yes. Wrong person, but it still was an example that she gave. Anaya couldn't even give that. She was just saying shit. I just never felt so disrespected. Oh my gosh, you made me feel so belittled. Oh my gosh, I was just pushed away. How so? Give us an example. Make us feel how you felt. Like, draw the picture for us. We need to see. We need to see it. We need to hear it. Help us. She can't because it's not there. And people are going to run with this and be like, oh my gosh, he is so disrespectful. He did it. I told y'all yesterday, it had me thinking, well, damn, I start second guessing me. But it's not there. I'm sorry. She couldn't give an example. And if you can't give an example, baby, then move on. But I feel like all of the apologies that we're giving in this episode are all going to be in vain. Because movie night is tonight and everybody is about to get exposed. So Sincere is going to be at the top of Melanie's shit list and on the shit list at the house. Corbin's going to be back on Kenzie's shit list. Zach is going to be exposed. It's going to be a lot, but just like my friend said, we do need to see all aspects, just not the connection. We need to see Zach and Bryce collaborating and plotting together and saying shit behind Casey's back and all of this stuff. Like, we need to hear that. We need to see Casey and Anaya's interactions and how Anaya would flip it and go back to the ladies and say something different. We need all of that, not just focused on the connections, because I feel like all of that is important too. Y'all, I deadass forgot about the ending scene with Kenzie and Gal. I was so caught up in Anaya and KC, I forgot. But anyway, Kenzie pulls Gal for a chat, and Dylan is feeling weird. He's talking to Zach about it, and Zach is like, he doesn't understand why she feels the need to explore again. And don't get me wrong, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. However, it is giving that she's never truly satisfied. And it's like every guy that you interact with, you can see yourself with outside of the villa. So I feel like exactly for the same reason that Gabe was eliminated, then Kenzie should have been eliminated because she's doing exactly what Gabe was doing. And I know that the men didn't have the same thought process as the women, but this definitely showcases that Kenzie is just going wherever the wind blows. Whatever white man likes her, she's going to go with it. He told Jen how he felt, and she didn't take it well, so he ended it. Why is you sitting here trying to paint Jen as this aggressive person, and she's literally not? Like, she was chill about it and everything. She didn't even agree with it, but she saw through your bullshit. So Kenzie says that she loves Jen, but at the end of the day, she came here to find love, and so she's not going to stop talking to Gal because she feels a spark. I just find that very rich, because you was upset about Melanie talking to Corbin and you didn't want them to explore, but you feel like it's okay to step all over Jen, aka your house bestie. That's crazy to me. I don't trust Kenzie. She's definitely trying to get in anywhere. Like, she moves like a desperate person. So she discusses her and Dylan. She said that she has gotten more feelings for him today. I said, today? That was weird to say. In her confessional, she said that Gal is her type, but Dylan does make her happy, and he's what she came into the villa looking for. So at this point, she has confused feelings. Oh my gosh. Okay, Dylan's talking to Zach, and he said that he would be annoyed if they kissed. And Zach is like, everybody is bashing the guys for doing this, but Kenzie has been doing it the most. Can't disagree there. Now, notice that Gal and Kenzie are very touchy, to the point where she was jacking off his finger. I was like, what the hell is this? And they started kissing. Yeah, okay. Mr. I ain't touchy-feely, but letting Kenzie stroke on his hand and all of that stuff. Like, Gal, you just wanted a way out of talking to Jen so you can go be up under Kenzie. Kenzie is thirsty for attention, so of course she's going wherever the attention is. And Dylan, there you have it. You're out of here, because she's definitely about to choose Gal. It's going to have Jen and Dylan looking crazy. But that's the real end of the episode, so bye. Let's get in the comments and talk. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this review. Don't forget, I am on the road to 7K. So if you do enjoy the content, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and all of those good things. I want to give a shout out to my dad. Today is my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Daddy. I love you. And y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's day, because I got stuff to do. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.